There's more freedom, especially at the undergrad level. Grad school, there's not much freedom like that. You don't have the freedom to do a lot of things. Not like you're not being required to. You have the freedom. A lot of people would either copy and all that, but a word to the wise right now is if you really want to further your education, try to master research stuff.
Looking so fly, SHEJACKIESAYS, young YouTuber, always on the tube trying to make a living. Never gonna freaking stop, no way. Ain't nobody stopping her, no way. Yes, no way. Always in the zone, always in the prime zone. King of queens, looking like a pro.
What's cooking, what's popping, SJS Nation, SJS fam? It's your girl SHEJACKIESAYS, and I am back once again on your screens with another video. So I know it's been a minute I sat down to do something like this because I can't recall when I last did that. But anyways, guys, I am back and school is draining your girl. I didn't really sign up for whatever that I'm doing right now. Like, I didn't know this was how it's gonna be, but anyways, I think I'm just getting through it. Yes, I was watching a movie today, and one thing I learned from it was that God never hands you anything that you are not really prepared for. So I believe that I am really prepared for it, and those who have done it before me, yeah, probably know better than me, or vice versa. All right, guys, so in today's video we are going to be talking about the differences between undergrad and grad school, especially undergrad. I have a lot of you in my DMs asking me questions, this and that, about grad school, about undergrad, and like the difference, because I tend to use grad school a lot more, and a lot of people think I'm still in undergrad, which is very confusing. So let's just learn today what the major differences between undergrad and grad school. Looking at the major difference between undergrad and grad school, we would be talking about the length of the program. So normally when you come to Ghana, we have diploma and bachelor's degree, which is for the diploma. In other countries they call it the associate program, which is also for 2 years, and is also known as diploma in Ghana for 2 years. That is the 2-year course. And we have the bachelor's degree, which is like for 4 years. After that you can transition and move on further to do your master's. I've never seen anyone do a diploma and move further to do their master's before. It's like a process that you have to go through before. So the length of the program at the undergrad level is that of 2 and that of 4 years. And moving to the master's level, we have other countries differs. So but I'm talking about Ghana, and I know mostly too in Nigeria too. It's normally 2 years depending on the time. Some also spend 3 years for master's level, that is for your master's, but most universities too also spend 1 year. Normally we have Master of Philosophy too attached to it, which is the MPhil. The MPhil is mostly for those who want to enter into academia. So once you are done with your first year master's, it's like sort of 1.5 year master's, you probably want to do your MPhil, which is like a requirement for you to continue to do your PhD, especially here. But it's different from those, it's very different from those who are outside Ghana. Those who are in the US, probably when they are done with their 1 year masters, they move on further to do their PhD. In other countries it is 5 years. In Ghana it is 3 to 4 years for PhD. So the difference between the grad school, this is like the length of the program is very different. We have 2 to 3 years for the masters, and we have the 3 to 4 years for the PhD. In some other countries it is 5 to 7 years for the PhD. So these are the length differences of both undergrad and graduate school. Now moving on further, we'll talk about the required courses. Now when you're at the undergrad level, it's very different, guys. Now you are there to actually learn the basics, the foundations of things. Yes, when you're at the undergrad level, like everything is like here, but moving on to the graduate school level, it is here. Sometimes they believe you've learned all those things, so you are going deeper into that thing. Yes, that is when I think I'll do this in a different video, why switching up your courses in masters, how it can affect you, how it can also be beneficial for you. So the next thing, as I said, I want to talk about was the required courses. Now with required courses, as I said, for undergrad level, you just be required to do mostly basics. You're required to do mostly the basics, but when you come to the master's level, it's mostly deeper sciences. You go much deeper, you go into detailed analysis of the course that you're reading. So in grad school, you sort of take specific courses like your courses are very specific. If you are doing this, it's very specific. So I remember I gave my media studies assignment to someone who did journalism for undergrad, and the person was like, this is really deep. Yes, it's nothing like what people do for the undergrad level. Like, it's a different level on it also. Like, you go deeper for grad school, but undergrad is like mainly the surface. Now there's more freedom, especially at the undergrad level. Grad school, there's so much freedom like that. You don't have the freedom to do a lot of things. Not like you're not being required to. You have a lot of freedoms, but here is the case that you're very busy and like you don't even use that freedom that you've been given. Now for undergrad, you are required to do this. There's much freedom because your lectures, you can choose not to come for lectures and all that. But when you go to grad school, you guys are just a few. You are just a few in the classroom, and you are being required to be on top of your game anytime you go to the class in order to contribute for your lecture to know where you're up to. But undergrad, I remember undergrad, I could skip lectures for like a week and no one would notice that Jackie is not at the lecture hall. So there is much freedom at the undergrad level. You are eligible, you are free. Like, you are free to do whatever thing that you want. But moving on further to the grad school, it's much different. There isn't much freedom for you, as you are being required to be always on top of your game in grad school. Application and entrance exams. Now with undergrad, normally you're just being required to bring your BEC, basic education certificate exams. Is that for university? No, you're just required to bring your WASI, your high school certificate to enter into undergrad level. That is the basic requirements for undergrad, and they just require your basic and your high school basic transcripts and all that, and you're good to go. But looking at grad school, it's very different. You're being required to write some entrance examination. It depends on the specific course that you want to do. Some do write the law entrance exams. Those going in for business, they have their entrance exams that they write. We have a lot of different exams that graduate records exams. You have different types of examination requirements that you do, right? And sometimes after writing the exams, you are also required to go for an interview in the undergrad level. Sorry, in the graduate school level, you are required to go for an interview. But undergrad level, once you apply, boom, you are picked. No entrance examinations, nothing. Then you're good to go. You just go. But graduate school is different because normally they don't want the classroom to be choked up and all that. So depending on the number of students they want that year, probably they would have 200 graduate students trying to apply. Then probably they just pick 20 or 30 students for them to apply for the grad school. So there you have it. That is the difference between the entrance requirements, as in the requirements for these two different categories. So that's the undergrad and the graduate school. Now also some expectations are that normally undergrad classrooms are much more typically larger than graduate school, because you enter an undergrad classroom, you have over 200, well, it depends on the institution. You have like over 200, 300 students jammed up in a class. But you go to a grad school and you can even have, we are 4. The course I'm majoring in, we are 4. Yes, we are 4. But other courses, when they merge all of us together, we are not more than, I'm not sure, especially for first year master's students, I'm not sure we would be more than 50 or 60 students. I'm not sure. Like the whole courses, considering those doing strategic communication instruction, media studies and journalism, and I've left one, I've forgotten one, but anyways, it's supposed to be 4 departments. Combining us all for the graduate school for first year master students, I'm not sure we'll be up to 60. That is the total number for graduate school. So you see the difference. Normally it is typically lower, but this is typically larger because like they put everyone in there. They give everyone a chance to go for that. Then once you're done with undergrad, it's not everyone who wants to further their studies. It's not everyone who knows what probably they want to do after school or something. So they wait a while, and yes. So looking at the duration as to when you'd want to do your masters, now people are lucky to transition to grad school right after they are done with undergrad. Some too would wait a year, some would wait for years, some would wait for years, like 10 years, 15, 20 years to come back and do your masters. So we have this different category of people who want to sit out and wait for a particular period in time before they come and do their masters. So basically I think I've cleared up differences between grad school and undergrad school. I've answered major questions about this because a lot of people have been in my DM about what it is, and one thing I also left out is there's a lot of things being required of you as a student in grad school, and it's required of you less in undergrad. Now, especially with undergrad, when it comes to thesis writing, project work, dissertation, as people would call it for undergrad, I think we're just misusing the names just like that. I think it's, let's say, project works for undergrad level. You have the freedom. A lot of people would either copy and all that, but a word to the wise right now is if you really want to further your education, try to master research stuff before you come to graduate school, because it's not that easy. It's not that easy, trust me, it's not that easy. You would want to master that before you come, because, well, even when you come, they'll probably tell you that you meet your lecturers like, what you were doing in undergrad, you were just joking. So try as much as possible to master that. That's because graduate school is mostly of research, because you're going deeper into your course, researching more and bringing your own ideas to on board, because that is where the communication between you and your lecturers come in. So guys, that is all for today's video. Your girl doesn't want to be talking plenty because it's examination period, but hey, feel free to slide in my DM to ask me questions about graduate school, undergrad school. I will be of service to you all. And it's still your favorite girl, SHEJACKIESAYS, your hostess with the mustache, bringing you the hottest, the juiciest, and I am out. Peace, guys.
SHEJACKIESAYS, young YouTuber, always on the tube trying to make a living. Never gonna freaking stop, no way, ain't nobody stopping her.